On today's recipe video, I'm going to be making an Instant Pot full of my split pea soup. I hope you can stick around and see exactly how it's made. To get started on our easy Instant Pot split pea soup, we're just going to need a few ingredients, and those are, we have a ½ teaspoon of ground black pepper, we have 2 bay leaves, 2 teaspoons of thyme, 2 teaspoons of oregano, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, and 1 tablespoon of onion powder. We're also going to be using dried split peas. For this recipe, we're using 2 pounds, or if you buy in bulk, that's going to be around 5 cups. And then we also have 3 jalapenos that we're going to slice up, and then 10 cups of water. Now I am going to be doing this in my Instant Pot. Any pressure cooker will work, electric pressure cookers. You can also do this on the stove top. It's just going to take a few hours. You're going to do it on a slow heat. And then you can also do this in a slow cooker. You can do it, turn it on low and let it cook all day. You're going to have a great split pea soup by nighttime. But for this recipe, I do like how quick it can be made and how easily it can be made in the Instant Pot. So to get started, we are just going to go ahead and cut up our 3 jalapenos. We're just going to dice them up into around 1/4 of an inch, a little bit smaller maybe sizes. So let's get to cutting that. So I'm going to set those down here. We're going to get started. And we are just now finished up cutting up those jalapenos. Now again, these are hot, so you're going to want to make sure that you're careful around them, but I cut up a lot of jalapenos, so I've built up a bit of immunity to them to a certain degree. But to get started, we are just going to open up our Instant Pot and load in our ingredients. So we've got our jalapenos. Now, these are 3 jalapenos, kind of spicy, so if you're not someone who likes it this hot, I'd recommend a couple things. Number one, you'll see I did leave the seeds in. So the seeds are where a lot of the heat is. We like it spicy, so they're the seeds we do leave in. So you can always de-seed the jalapeno to take that spice level down. You can also decrease the level of jalapenos to 2 or 1 or totally 0. And it tastes great either way. You don't have to have the jalapenos. We just really enjoy having that nice spice kick to it. So that's how we enjoy it. And if you like spice, and you'll like the jalapenos in there too. Next we've got our split peas. And then we're going to add in our seasonings. And we've got the bay leaves. Now you're going to want to make sure that once you're done, while you're mixing it up, stirring it up, after you open it up, try to find those bay leaves pretty quick, because the more mixing and stirring you do, the more chance of them breaking up and becoming harder to find in the end. So we got the bay leaves in there. We've got my black pepper. We have thyme, oregano, some garlic powder. And if you like it really garlicky, I'd recommend you maybe try this recipe, and then future use you can always add in some more garlic powder if you'd like. And we have a tablespoon of onion powder. And then lastly, we've got our 10 cups of water. And so we are just going to pour that in. Now with whatever pressure cooker you're using, you're going to make sure that it doesn't come above that minimum line, which we are right under, so we are good. Now one thing we're going to do is just give it a nice good stir. We want to just make sure that those spices get nice and mixed up in the water there. This really is, guys, now I have on the website, we've got Dr. Miller, my wife's famous split pea soup, which is very similar to this one, but she uses some fresh garlic, fresh onion, which you are more than able to. But I know that some of you, myself included, are not all that keen in doing a bunch of prep work for recipes like this. You know, you live a busy life and you have a family and you want to just make sure you get stuff together nice and easily. So this recipe is for you. But we are going to put our lid on. We're going to turn it to venting. Now I am going to turn this over a little bit so I can see. We're going to put it on a pressure cook setting, which is the manual setting on most pressure cookers. And we're going to set that for 25 minutes. And we're gonna let that naturally release, meaning that we're not gonna press the vent where it goes, goes crazy. We're just gonna let this naturally release, which is gonna take, for a soup like this, it's probably gonna take 45 minutes after that's done cooking. So once that's done, released, pressure's released, we're gonna come back in, give it a good stir, and see how it tastes. So I'll see you guys in just a few minutes. I am back. It has been roughly around about 45 minutes. Now, I will mention that if it still has not completely released naturally, you can always go ahead and just hit that vent and let that release, quick release it just the rest of the way. We just want to give it a good amount of time for those flavors to come all together. So I'm going to open this up and we're going to see how it looks. Now, I will mention there's going to be some liquid towards the top. So one thing we're going to have to do is go in, give it a good mix, and then we'll be able to dish it out and give it a try. I'm going to open that up. Oh yes, so it is still just bubbling away. I'm going to set this here. Now, like I had mentioned, we're going to be thick towards the bottom, so we're just going to give it a good stir. And once you get everything together, it will be delicious. Now, I will mention, if you do go ahead and see any of those bay leaves, you can pull them out. If not, then then you can play a game with anybody who's eating this and say, who finds the bay leaves? But mix it all together, make sure it gets nice and homogenized, as I like to say, but a great consistency, silky smooth, absolutely one of my favorites, one of our family and friends' favorites. Whenever we come over, we are always asked to bring a pot of soup. And this soup will actually be going to a friend's house tonight. So this soup will be, just like every other time we make our split pea soup, always going to some hungry friends or family who want some tasty, delicious whole food plant-based meals. Now I've got my bowl here. I also have some delicious whole wheat sourdough bread that I love dipping in my soups, and then also some hot sauce. Hot sauce of your choice. I'm more of a aged cayenne red pepper hot sauce fan with this soup, but if you like sriracha, you can always do that. Now we're going to get just a little bit of that in there. Don't need to fill it up too much. But now it's time to give it a try. So I've got my hot sauce here. Let me grab a spoon real quick. Okay, I've got my spoon, and we're gonna add in just a bit of hot sauce and mix it together. Now I will mention, if you are someone who likes smokiness in your split pea soup, I hear a lot of people say, well, is that going to be anything like my old ham hock soup? Well, no, because it's not going to have a dead animal in it. But if you do want it to taste similar to that and a good smokiness, that rich, deep flavor, you can always add in to the soup, or just to the bowl, you can add a couple drops. But to the soup, you can add in around 2 teaspoons to a tablespoon of liquid smoke, and you're gonna get that real nice, deep smokiness. I'm gonna mix that together and give it a try. That is delicious. Now, make sure, you can see I'm feeling it in my throat right now, nice and spicy. Those 3 jalapenos that we got were perfect. A great level of heat to this dish. So if you don't like the heat, you can always omit or drop that jalapeno level down, or just take the seeds out, however you like it. And to add some more heat, you can always add some hot sauce. But I really hope that you guys enjoyed today's recipe video. Another whole food plant-based vegan recipe that's perfect for a busy family, someone who is an individual that just likes to eat healthfully, someone who's trying to regain their health, or someone like myself who was trying to lose 100 pounds, and now someone in my shoes who has lost the weight and is keeping it off while filling up and eating delicious foods like this. If you guys liked this video, it really makes a big difference if you go ahead and like and share it, and share it with all your family and friends through Facebook, and hit the like button and comment on YouTube. And if you're at it, why don't you guys comment wherever you're at, YouTube or Facebook. Let me know your favorite whole food plant-based soup, and we'll see if I've got a recipe for it or if I might make one in the future. And as always, this recipe, my past and future recipes, can all be found at plantbasedgabriel.com. I am Plant-Based Gabriel with my split pea soup with a piece of bread, and I'm going to dig in this, and I will hopefully see you guys very, very soon.